pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Welcome to the November 10th, 2025 board meeting. And first on the agenda, we have announcements with Clear Creek Conservancy and Dwayne Kelly if he's here, but I do not see him. So anybody filling in for Clear Creek?
I guess I can.
Sure.
Chris Schaefer, 283 Victory Hill. The water's going down. We'll come back up.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, now Floyd Township Fire Department. I don't see Jeff Brooks, anything from Floyd Township. We'll move on to no report for Neighborhood Watch. So HLCS with Rick Miller.
No report.
No report. Now Hellneck with Donna.
Oh, my goodness sakes.
You're first.
You're quick to
Or second.
I'm sorry, I see all the people I love when I walk in. Okay, first thing I have to say, we had our trunk or treat, and we had a lot of kids and a lot of adults, and we ended up, I think 275 people actually voted for the best trunk. So it was a very interactive approach to the evening, and I want to thank the Putnam County Sheriff's Department. We had 2 Putnam County squad cars there, and we also had a state police squad car there. And so it was just really a fun evening. We ended up with 18 trunks, and I want to thank, sometimes we forget to thank people in the community also, all those that donated candy to help with the event. And the candy that was left over is being donated to various charities throughout Putnam County, so it will be used. And we had 18 trunks, Neighborhood Watch, April Land. April, by the way, put together the prize packages for all the winners, and she just does an exciting job every time she decorates and makes that prize packages. Neighborhood Watch contributed $75 towards the first place trunk, which was the Pirates, and Rochelle Harcourt donated $50 towards the second place, and that was Cookie Monster, and Psalms Haven donated $40 to the third place, and that was Adam's Family. And it was just the best part, though, I must admit, were the dogs that had costumes on. And there was one little dog, it was like a little bulldog, and it had a costume where they had little arms, and one of the arms had a little plastic knife in there. When it ran, it looked like it was coming after you with this knife. So everybody was out taking pictures, and it was just a fabulous night. And I want to thank the Ken and the maintenance people for preparing the parking lot for us. And actually, I did a walk through the next day, and there was no debris left in the parking lot, so it was a really nice fun crowd. The next thing was we had the meet and greet on November 8th, and we had 33 attendees, which was a really good number for us. And 70% of the people who attended were new to the community. And I had a chance, I had euchre that night over here, and it was amazing to talk to the people as I went over there when we were finished with euchre, and everybody was just really excited, and they said it was very interactive, and it was just a really fun evening, and a lot of people got to meet people that they had not known before, so it really worked out really well. And let's see, the next thing we have is Pictures with Santa. That's coming up on Saturday, December 6th, and if you've never been there, it's really exciting. This whole room is transformed into Santa's house, and we have Santa and Mrs. Claus, and the kids each receive a gift, not a basket, but like a knapsack with various things in it, and then they have their pictures taken. This year, we're also allowing people to bring their puppies in if they're well behaved, and we ask that you bring them in later in the afternoon, like around 3 o'clock or so. So because the majority of the young kids come in between, it's from 1 to 4. So we are willing, we've got a very nice Santa and Mrs. Claus who love animals, so they're willing to do that as well. So we did clear it with them. And like I said, we're very careful with that approach, but if you do have an animal you'd like to bring in, and we love animals out here, we know that. The other thing is I wanted to mention that a lot of people have asked me recently, what is Hellneck? And I must admit, I really wasn't sure when I first came out here. I had heard about it, and it's the Heritage Lake Community Activities Committee. And we were formed under the IRS Code 501c7. which is a social group. And so we are a not-for-profit, and our membership consists of any members in good standing of the POA and their guests. Now, outside people, it is a private group, but we are not-for-profit. We file taxes, we report our income to the government as such, but it's all given away back to the community, and that's why we can offer so many of these activities without any charge to the people, because it basically belongs to the POA members. So that's what we do. And if you're ever interested in joining, just give one of us a call. We also have a Facebook page called Heritage Lake Neighborhood Activities Committee. We post a lot of our activities and flyers on that page. So if you're interested in following that as well, we post actually on quite a few of the flyers out here. And I also want to thank Rick Miller. Every time we have an activity, we call on Rick for something or other, and for the meet and greet, we used his sound equipment again, and Winefest, we always use him and the sound equipment, so it's thanks again, Rick, for everything you do for us. We really appreciate it, and for the community. That's it.
Can't you find a little more to keep you busy?
Oh, it's so much fun. And I just want to say, if people are lonely, I know I'm running into more and more people that I meet that come to some of these things, and they said, we've been out here for 10 years and we don't know anybody. Get involved. There is so much to do out here, and get the highlights, get involved in something that you enjoy. And I pick up a lot of folks that don't drive at night, so if you have something that you want to do at night and you don't drive, just let us know, and we'll try and make arrangements for you to get from A to B and get you home safely. But get out of the house, join the community, and you'll love it as much as the rest of us do. So it's really worth it.
Thank you, Donna. Then we have a security call report. It'll be with Ken this week this month, because Tom is out of commission.
All right, I'll go down through the whole list. There are 2 911 hangups, 1 abuse call, 3 administrative calls, 2 animal calls, 1 cardiac arrest, 2 civil matters, 1 vandalism, 1 disturbance, 2 domestics, 5 harassment, 2 panic alarms. I'm not sure what this one is 2 law, that's all it says. 7 lockouts, 1 overdose, 4 signal 30 calls, 1 gunshot. There's probably somebody fired a gun in the air or called it in as such. 4 theft calls, 4 trespassing calls, 1 unconscious, 1 unknown medical, and 1 warrant paper service, for a total of 52 calls, and there were 4 traffic stops. That's it.
All right, thank you. Now we're on to the presentation of agenda. If I have a motion to accept the agenda.
Motion to accept.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Pass it. Then on to the presentation of minutes. October 13th, board meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to accept?
Motion to accept.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay. Then October 27th, operations meeting. Motion to accept.
Motion to accept.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Anyone opposed? No? Okay. Then we are on to the treasurer's report with AJ.
All right. For the month of October 2025, we had a total income of $111,904. Total expenses of $136,030. So that math doesn't math. Hold on a second. Ken, is that supposed to be a negative 24,000?
Yeah, it's a loss.
Yeah, it's highlighted loss.
Well, it says most of that is made up of campground storage fees, so I was just making sure I understood that. Okay, sorry, negative income for the month, 24,126. Forgot the little line that makes it a little more exciting. Anyway, year-to-date total revenue, $1,835,411. Total expenses year-to-date are $1,681,980. Total income, positively of $153,431. All of these are typical this time of the year just because we've got not a lot coming in and still have a bunch of stuff going out. End of October, short-term cash position in our checking account, $418,308. Total investments with our money markets, our CDs and everything we've got out there is $94,061. So total cash that we have available to us is $512,369.
Thank you, AJ.
Thank you.
Then we're on to the board committee reports. First is A&E committee with Linda.
First, I want to make an announcement. We lost a member of our committee, Jim Davison, passed away, I think a week and a half ago. He served on the A&E for, I know, at least 4 years. He was big into the community. He represented the Cannon Church, and he was also with the Isaiah House. So just want to give our heartfelt out to his family. Then October was a busy month. We approved 3 houses, 2 decks, 3 gazebos, 2 docks, 1 house addition, 4 non-waterfront fences, 1 house revision, 1 dock revision, 1 dock with a roof addition, 1 detached garage, and 2 porches and 1 lift. And that's all.
Great, thank you. Then on to campground.
No report.
No report. Cleanup. Nina?
Oh, no report, sorry.
No, it's
I
okay.
thought I was after government.
And
Now government.
Rick Olson, 51 Mill Springs. Just wanted to report that Ken and Benny and I met with Sheriff Baugh last month to discuss the relatively high speeds of some people on Heritage Drive. We really didn't come to any kind of conclusion of what could be done. So it's basically in the sheriff's court right now as far as coming back with some suggestions on how we can try to remedy that situation, possibly with more patrols or something like that. So just wanted to let you know we're working on that. So
Thank you. Lake committee?
Yeah, just trying to think how we left it. So sifting the sand on the beach and 9 truckloads of sand, that's coming. They already came. We got a bunch of bumpers for some of the places where we can tie off at the docks. That's coming. We put more money into merchandise at the marina store. Long sleeve, short sleeve, that type of thing. And that's been going well. And I think that's about all I can think of right now.
All right, appreciate it. No report for clean water, so long-term planning?
no report.
No report. Siltation, anyone here for siltation? Nope. So on to the election committee with Rick.
Most people know that every year we have 3 positions that become available. Board members can, of course, run again for the offices they hold. This year, 2 of our 3 officers are running again, Jeff Blades and Alyssa. And we have a 3rd candidate. Her name is Carolyn Molander, who has qualified. And since there are only 3 candidates for 3 positions, there will not be an election. They will just be appointed. We'd like to see more people run for office, but as long as we fill the board, we're doing okay. So, but you'll see biographies and photos of these people in the next highlights.
Sorry, my bio is short. I thought there was a word limit. All right, then on to the manager's report with Ken.
All right, the campground is closed. The water lines have been winterized. This Wednesday, the bathhouse will begin its remodeling for the season. They're going to begin stripping the floors, putting a new epoxy floor down that will last forever. And then after they get that completed, then We've already ripped out all the stalls, so we'll get new stalls, toilets, lighting, ceiling, painting will be added before the opening of the 2026 season. So I anticipate that bathhouse to look nice when we get done. The Psalms restaurant expansion has kind of been revolving. We are nearing the end of obtaining some slow-moving permits. We are hoping the construction of the addition will begin in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Psalms financial numbers, through October of this year, the POA has collected $88,327 year to date. Compared to this time last year, we were paid $80,327. That's $7,594 over last year. So, continuing to grow. The leaf drop will remain open on Wednesday from 8 a.m. to noon, all Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For the next 2 weeks through November 23rd. We won't be open through Thanksgiving. We will assess it after Thanksgiving to see what the leaves look like and if we need to remain open or not. So just watch for some communication on our website, and we'll let you know. If you have a need to continue to drop leaves, just please call the office and we can make arrangements. Also, tomorrow is our Veterans Day. My office will continue again this year, serving the veterans and their spouse complimentary breakfast. It's always a good time. We have biscuit and gravy, hash browns, sausage, eggs prepared your way, coffee, milk, and orange juice. We enjoy showing our appreciation to the service to our country. Hours for tomorrow will be 8 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. So look forward to seeing the vets. What'd you say?
8 a.m. to 10:30.
A.m. What'd I say, p.m.?
PM.
Okay. It's a long break.
All day. Breakfast all day. It's like
Also, I was asked to report the Holiday Bazaar will be coming this Saturday, November 15th. There are going to be over 40 booths that will be present and will be set up in both buildings, the Activity Center and over here. And I think there's even going to be a couple trailers out in the parking lot. So if you're looking for a unique gift for the holidays, come on by. And that's it.
All right, thank you. Then on to the assistant manager's report.
Okay, I'll start off with going over Lincoln Park bathrooms. If you guys have been over in that area, the old bathroom structure has been completely demolished down to the foundation. The foundation's been inspected and worked with, so we will be able to leave the actual slab itself, repair a single course of cinder block brick, and then bring that up the rest of the way. We are still working through some permitting, not only with the county, that's fine and dandy, but additionally with the state, since we're calling this a new structure. So we are looking that this is going to be started in mid-December as of now. Next up, as Chris had mentioned, the water in the lake's still coming down. We still have roughly a foot to go to hit that 4-foot depth from normal pool. Really, it was only about 3 foot deep off of where we were at. So as we know, do-it-yourself homeowners take advantage of this. The POA will continue to take advantage of this. The boardwalk at the clubhouse down here, at surface level, that looks nice and completed, but there are still some things that we're looking to do, and having the water down will help with that. First off, there's a lot of rocks, large riprap and things along those lines in front of that water, and it's kind of shallowish water anyway, so we'll be cleaning that out by hand. In addition, the marina boardwalk, as you guys know, at that point, there's some riprap that has migrated down. Again, we'll be cleaning that out by hand. So we'll be mucking around in this. In addition to the boardwalk down here, we're looking to put some either benches or guardrails at the end so people can't fall off, along with the bumpers that Mike had mentioned from the Lake Committee to line the front of the boardwalk all the way across so people could come up, lock in for the concerts or run to the bathroom or whatever it might be. And then I'll say finally is the trail over by Lincoln Park, call that Eagle Pass or Eagle Scout Trail, kind of the very, very north end of the lake. Some improvements have been made there, so I was hoping Chris would be here. We could say thanks to him, but Chris Schubert, he weed-eated a large portion of that, past the bridge and past, there's a couple dips in the creek. And so that was very, very beneficial. If you guys don't know, that trail goes from roughly Lincoln Park all the way up to Heritage Drive and back. So it's a nice long trail if you guys are looking to get out, walk the dogs, or just see nature, Heritage Lake's best nature yourself. And then additionally, we had a lot of mulch that was donated by Shannon McCullough, 3 triaxles full. And we utilized our still new to us tractor that was perfect size to go up and down that trail and spread that out. And so that will help the vegetation growth and just make it a little bit easier for us to walk on. That is on my side.
My dog says thanks for improving the path.
It's a nice.
Although it
very
is
nice.
quite the climb up the hill to get to Heritage Drive.
Yeah.
If you want to do like a loop, just to warn people, it's not an easy path to get up to Heritage Drive from there.
It comes in, it enters Heritage Drive at the very steepest hill there. So
I just have a big dog that pulls me up the hill. So.
If you want to see some nature, that's a good place to go.
It is.
Maybe you'll see.
we saw 5-6 turkeys there today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome, all right. Now on to old business. We have first the A&E Rule 154.1 with Linda.
We'd like to add this rule, lots that are deeded together will be considered a single lot when applying for an A&E building permit. Second vote?
Move to accept.
Second? I second this move.
Any discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay, that passes, a second vote. All right, then I have a quick update on the covenant complaint. We had our response and our filing after the vote officially filed into the case, so now we're just waiting on the judge to rule on that. So it is posted on our website, and it's also public record in the filing, so you can see that there. And we are just waiting for the judge to respond. It could be any time within 30 days. Or it could be more, but generally it's within 30 days. So fingers crossed it's sooner than later. Nobody likes to wait. So as soon as we have some sort of response, we'll post about that. Because I'm sure inquiring minds want to know. Now on to new business. We have Cancer Support Group Establishment with, it's Ken Roselle.
I won't do a whole lot of talking about this, but I think probably everybody in this room has been touched by somebody they know that has had cancer. I believe it was like 2014, we one time had a cancer support group. Cindy Ware and Donna McGinley was involved. Is that correct? Okay. Since then, I've been approached to my thoughts on this, and like I shared in the ops meeting, I could not have thought of an absolute better person to get this started again. She's never met my brother. My brother had battled cancer, throat cancer this year, and has even reached out to my brother from Muncie, Indiana. I don't know that I could even be as positive as she is. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce a 2-time champion of whipping cancer, Chris Schaefer. She'd like to come up and talk to you, the board, a little bit about it and tell us what it's about and
Thank you, Ken.
give her blessing.
First of all, before we go any further, I will never claim victory over that cancer because you can't get cocky with it for sure, and it's a never-ending battle. I moved to Heritage Lake in 2014, didn't know a single person except Darcy. We moved out here and it was this time of year exactly where it gets dark early. A lot of people with part-timers had already vacated. There were even fewer people here then than there are now. So it was kind of isolating, and first thing Darcy said, we're gonna stay here. We got to get involved and start meeting people because it was a.
And Christmas Eve, you knocked on my door.
That's right, yeah. It's over. I'm not trying to start a lost wallet group here, so I'm not going there, but, so it was a good experience for us to talk about what are we gonna do to get to know people. We get involved, and the first thing you do is you get involved in something you have a little experience with. And 3 years prior to moving here, I went through my first cancer battle, stage 3 breast cancer. So went through chemo and radiation and was on all kinds of medications and whatnot, and was for the last 14 years. So I joined Donna McGinley and Cindy Ware's cancer group just to meet other people that I had something in common with. And that opened the door to meeting so many more people here, great people throughout the years. Other things that Darcy and I then had confidence to get involved in, and just, I mean, the people that are here are absolutely fantastic. And the big help with that is neither one of our families live in Indiana. So when I got re-diagnosed with my now stage 4 cancer, which I will be living with for hopefully a really long time, we had to start the whole battle all over again. Same thing, all kinds of test scans, chemo, radiation, all kinds of procedures. So it got me to thinking that, you know, what happened since the last cancer group disbanded, for good reason. I mean, that interest kind of waned for a while. This is a different community now than it was then. There are a whole lot of new people that were just like we were and didn't know anybody. And if you don't have people that live close to you when you're fighting this, you cannot do this by yourself. And we are thankful enough where this whole year was nothing but support and love from the people that live here and are now our family and our friends. And I want to be able to provide that same kind of support for anybody else who happens to come out here and has to fight that kind of battle, either themselves or they have a family member or a friend, and they don't know how to approach the conversation with that person because they don't want to say the wrong thing, so they say nothing, so they withdraw. I've had a lot of different experiences with cancer, not just for myself, but for loved ones that have had it, friends. I've just been, it's been around me a lot, and it felt like it finally was tapping me on the shoulder and it wasn't working, so it shook me this year and said, what can you do about it to help more people? So I want to just give back some of the help and the love and the support that we've gotten, and I think trying to restart this cancer group would be a good place to start. If there's enough interest, it could be like a monthly meeting type thing. If there's not enough interest, I would still be happy to be a contact person for anybody who wants to talk about it, either for themselves or family loved one. And I just wanted to run it past the board, run it past the POA to make sure that you guys were all cool with that. And if you have any suggestions or recommendations, we've got a lot of ideas about how we may want to do it. We're not ready to start just yet, but I'm hoping early in 2026 we'll be able to kind of get it kicked off and first gauge to make sure that there's enough interest here in the community to go through all those additional steps. So thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, like I said, recommendations, things you want to maybe have us consider that I might not be considering, I'll be happy to talk to anybody about it.
Well, you have our full support, and anything you need from us, just let us know.
All right.
Can I say something?
Sure.
If anybody needs an example of profile and courage, I only want you to look at this woman, okay? And her partner Darcy are something special. If you need motivation for any time you're down in your life, take a look at these people. They can show you what courage looks like and how to rise above it. I can jumpstart you when you're ready. Send this flyer to me for the highlights, and you know we'll support you there.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. We have new business B, which is the 2026 campground rules with Linda.
So, we won't read every one of them, we'll just highlight and maybe just take a vote on individual rules, since there's many. So the first rule is between the months of May through September, lot leases are required to stay at campsites at least 2 nights each month. And then, they're supposed to check in with the campground manager when they get there to show that they're there and to fulfill their 2 nights. Do you wanna just go through, how we wanna do this, Alyssa? Go through each one, or?
Probably each one, I mean,
Vote on each one?
right.
Okay, that's what I would think.
Would I make a recommendation to remove the check-in procedures?
Okay,
With the managers there, they normally, if they don't know who's pulling in, they follow them to see where they're going.
and they, in their job description, they have to take attendance as well.
Okay.
I make a motion that we table any vote on this until the people that utilize the campground are given the opportunity to see the new rules.
Any comment or discussion on that?
Well, I think there's
Or is
other
it-
wording that needs to be changed on some of this before it could be presented. So,
So it almost did you second the motion to table it, Rick? Is that what you said?
No, I think you need one though.
Oh, okay, I thought that's what you were doing, right? So do you indicate that we need to talk about it more or change some of these before they're presented to a vote for the board?
most of these rules are in place now. That's the thing. Most of these rules are in place now, and it's the wording being changed on them. So, like I said, with the check-in, that wasn't in the rules, but I don't think that's necessary. I think that's an extra step that campers or the managers don't need. They see who's coming in and out, and they should be able to, do a check-in by that. Some of the other ones with the carports and all, again, where that come from, I know there's only a few down there, but there's some wording in there that I'd like to see, changed around. But, firewood, that's a given. Rule 5 with the leases of maintaining their lot, that's not changed. That's always been a rule. And then the only thing on rule number 6 that's really changed is getting it approved. If you're moving it from one campsite to another, to have that approved. It's already been approved to be built. I don't see really a reason for it to be approved to be moved to another location, because they've already approved it to be constructed on a lot. So, if you want to get approval before it can be moved to another campsite, so be it.
So we need to go back to Nina's motion to table, if there's a second on that.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion on that? So, motion to accept tabling this to another time when we have all the language updated, as to Rick's comments and anything else, because it sounds like maybe we're not quite ready to vote on this yet. If there's those significant or even some changes on this, if we're voting on it, I like it to be perfect.
Most of the rules are in place now, it's just some wording changes.
Okay, so,
Should we talk about the changes that should need to happen now? Because these have been emailed out and stuff like that.
Didn't we talk about this at the ops meeting?
Yeah.
We did, and I thought it was gonna be shared to the campers, but it hasn't been shared to the campers.
Just over verbally through the summer, it has been shared. Most of the campers already know these rules.
I understand that, but this actual,
No, this document
This
was
document-
posted and taken down, so no, it was not shared.
right, it has not been shared with the campers, and, this really affects some people, the carport thing, that's gonna force some people to park their boat under pine trees.
The ones that have a current carport, they're fine.
I understand, but then there are other
But
people
that's
that,
always been a rule that you could not put one up before I even become the
It's written in there that you can't put up a carport.
Been a tribal rule. We all know that.
Oh,
And then the rule, I didn't make these rules up, Nina.
I
so just
understand,
put it
and
out there.
I'm not
These
arguing with the
were
rules,
not
but I'm
made up.
saying if
They were
they're,
made up 3 years ago when I became a camper. It was in state when I became a camper.
I
So
mean, you're
these are
saying
all
that those
rules
were
we're just
verbal
putting on the
things,
paper.
and those were verbal things that were passed down. My point is some people may not know that those verbal things were passed down because they didn't
They do know
necessarily
because
get
when they
them.
come in to get a campsite, April and the girls up front tell them all the rules.
They
do know,
so they
yes.
have something written down in the office that they go through.
I couldn't tell you that, but I do know they know the rules.
I'm sure
And
they
they
know
tell
the
them the
rules.
rules.
Normally, when anybody leases a spot down there, they are handed a copy of the rules.
Right, the written rules.
Can a
But we're
non-camper
talking
ask a
about rules
question?
that are not written.
Go
Again,
ahead,
most of these
AJ.
rules are in the general ones that we have.
I agree with that, just not all. Go ahead.
Just as a non-camper, just like lake rules, we don't ask the entire lake, all the boaters, what we want to do about the rules. We ask the lake committee what they want to do about the rules, and then they bring them to us, and then we decide what to do. So.
I just feel like this is-
I don't think that I'll let you come after me in a second.
Sorry.
I don't think it should be any different for the campers. I don't think it should be any different for the pickleballers and the marina people and the lake people and the picnic people and the Hellnat Club and every other club. The committees come to us with a recommendation and we look at the recommendation and we decide based on that. It shouldn't have anything to do whether or not we have gone to the campground people and asked them what their opinion is on the rules. They have every opportunity, I'm assuming, to be at those meetings and to put their input in during that time. If they are not doing that, that's not really our job to do that. Our job is, we have been presented with a bunch of rules. We went all over this in the ops meeting. I don't know if everyone was present at the ops meeting to hear this, but we did spend quite a bit of time going over this. And I also don't want to just slam something through, but if we do need to have 2 votes before the end of the year for it to take effect in 2026, we're kind of running out of time.
We are, because I gotta mail out letters, so.
So I'm not, like I said, I have no stake in the campground. I don't camp there. I don't know anything about it. But I'm just saying, what I'm hearing between Rick and Nina is, these are all established rules that everybody knows. Nina's saying that people know them or don't know them, based off of them being a verbal rule versus a written rule.
Right.
So I don't understand the harm in them becoming a written rule if they're already what did you call it, a tribal rule?
Yes.
So I don't,
I agree with you, I don't see a harm in that, but I do see that the campground is different from the lake committee. These are people that are paying about $1,000 a year to use a specific amenity for a specific reason. And as far as them not being able to come to the monthly meetings, I mean, obviously that's independent for each camper, but some campers are only here 1 weekend a month. And if that 1 weekend a month that they can come to camp doesn't fall on the weekend that the meeting is planned, you know what I mean? It's not like the people that live out here that can come to a Monday meeting or whatever. I just feel like it's different. I feel like the information should just be shared. I'm not contending any of the content necessarily. I haven't made any either way on the content. I do disagree with some of it, but I feel like it's being pushed through, and the renewals don't start until, I mean, really, you don't have to have an answer until March.
No, they mail out the letters before that.
Before the March
February. Yeah, so they have to pay.
By
By
the beginning of
February
March.
23rd, they have to pay their campground, so
Okay.
they mail out way before then. So
February
they have the
23rd.
rules, yes.
so, but wouldn't, we need 2 votes for this anyway, right?
One.
Oh, this is a 1 voter? Oh, okay. I thought this was a 2 vote, because it's a rule change or rule.
Since it's kind of like a lighter agenda, is there any harm in going down these rules one by one, making the changes that we discuss in here and voting each rule, or tabling a rule that needs to have further discussion? Like, if everybody agrees with the firewood, let's go ahead and get that done so we can start adding it versus
Like if it's
waiting
just
and having a big,
if it's just
third
wordsmithing,
discussion.
I mean, can we just wordsmith this now and just be done with it? If that's your content.
I don't
Like
wanna
I said,
vote on
I just had a
anything unless
couple
we-
that I think the verbiage needs to be changed on.
Well,
That's all I.
procedurally, I've made a motion, we have a second, we have not taken a vote on that.
So it's still under discussion. Is there a deadline? What's the deadline to have these finalized?
When do they mail out the letters?
April, I can double check when they mail them
It's
out.
before February 23rd
She-
because that's when your fees due.
I think if we had a vote by the January board meeting, we would be fine. Anything later than that, we may be in trouble.
So can we vote on next meeting?
I think that that's probably procedurally a great idea, if we can come up with a solid language in all of these before maybe the ops meeting, go over it real quick in the ops meeting this month, and then vote on it in December, because I want to vote on something that I know word for word is how it's gonna be incorporated.
Oh, it's hard to change and then do it right, so I.
Right, just, I want Rick's input on that. I think he has a lot that we can all discuss and come up with some, just solid language so we know what we're voting on. Because I think sometimes doing it here on the fly, we're gonna miss something.
Yeah, I don't think it's our job anyway.
So, do anybody, well, I think we would need to vote on Nina's motion. So all in favor of tabling it until next meeting? I'm in favor of that. Anyone opposed to that?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't vote either way. My bad.
Okay, so we have
I'll be opposed, why not? Because there's just two of us.
4, 5, okay. So that would pass. So we will table this and get the good language by the ops meeting if we want to powwow about that, and then just review it at the ops meeting, then it'll be ready to vote on as it is in December. And then hopefully that'll just require the one vote, and we'll be good to go. And then that should satisfy all of our timeframes for
Yes.
mailings. Okay.
That's what I was just worried about.
Yep, good compromise, I think.
So
I
this is gonna be moved to discussion at the ops meeting?
Yes, and then it'll be old business at the December board meeting. All right, now to the 2026 budget. We had a very good budget meeting with the board, what was that, 2 weeks ago? And there weren't a lot of significant changes. I guess some things that I think are important for the community to know is that we had to increase the siltation budget pretty significantly. We want to have a good lake to use in the future. And just that for the sake of, I guess, transparency, that increasing the siltation budget is something that is a concern of everybody, but primarily the lake users and people with boats and boat slips. So to kind of make up for that budget, we did, or that budget increase in the siltation budget, we did increase the boat sticker fees for the year, and then also the boat tie-up and slips. So those have all been increased to make up for that budget necessity in siltation. So that would be, I guess, the significant change. Other than that, everything is pretty par for the course. We have I would say, very good, accurate, balanced budget that Benny did for his first time working on the budget this year, so we really appreciate that. And we're here for the board to have our first vote on that. We'll have the basics of the budget outline posted. That would be on our website, or where do you
I think
post, where
it's
do you
typically,
post that?
do we put it on the website or have it available at the office?
Put it on the website and give it to the highlights, and they post it.
Okay.
The short budget.
So any big questions would be there. As far as, just so everyone knows, the boat fees, we had just increased them to 300. So that really will help make up a big shortfall, or not really a shortfall, but just a big gap in our siltation budget. We're really, really thankful for McCullough's. Go ahead, you wanna say something?
I was gonna give some more depth to it.
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, so we had done a lot of surveying just so people don't think we're just grabbing a bunch more money to try to do some things. We're doing some drone footage now that the lake is down, so we can see a little further where some of the target areas need to be. We've been barely holding the silt at bay, is kind of the terms we've been using, between Shannon and his operators out there with McCall Excavating and us doing our own site surveys and depth surveys and things we've been checking on over the last year. And for the next 3 to 5 years, we're trying to get a little bit further ahead on this. Because obviously, if there's too much dirt in the lake, you can't use it very well, you can't get in the coves, people can't get in around certain areas, and we all kind of came together and figured out a number that will, or at least a round idea of a number that will help McCall Excavating get more silt out of the lake quicker, because they've had the same $72,000 budget for the last eternity with no increases, and Shannon has graciously not increased his prices against us for the last 10 years or more. So we all have seen that there's just a lot of dirt that gets in the lake. Those silt ponds need to be dredged continually. IDEM will not let us put in additional silt ponds further upstream to try to do that. We've tried some different things, and they've poo-pooed them all, unfortunately. So the only other alternative is to continue to dig the silt out of the lake, scoop the dirt out of the lake. And so hopefully that will allow Shannon and his crews to get possibly ahead of the issue over the next few years, instead of just barely getting out what's coming in. Which would also lead us to being able to get possibly into some more coves, maybe coming further out in the coves instead of just going all the way back into the mouth where it feeds in and just doing that short stint, maybe being able to come out further. So it's gonna allow a lot of better boating for everybody, a lot of safer boating, a lot less prop damage, because we know everybody loves changing a prop on a Saturday afternoon. So it is a good thing. It's gonna help the health of the lake. It's gonna help a lot of different things. So I just wanted to address that because I'm on siltation. We've been talking about this for over a year, trying to get a good game plan together for everybody.
Also on that siltation note, we just had a conversation with Shannon McCullough today and about the Jefferson Valley silt basin. If you drive by there, you see the mound of silt that is starting to protrude up out of the water. That's how it was in end of 2022 when we had that dredged out. If we don't do it, if we do it this year, he would agree to not bill us until 2026. But at most, we could probably wait another year, but it's needing it. Last time he done it with that mound built up where it is now, he trucked out about 300 truckloads of silt out of there, and it was $34,000, I think. So we're kind of looking at the same range. That's something we just discussed today that's going to need to be done in the near future. So, and all that is just keeping the silt from going through that East Fork at the very end of it. It's keeping those waterfront people from their waterfront from filling in with silt. So that basin does its job, but unfortunately we got to spend, looks like about every 4 or 5 years possibly that we're gonna have to dredge it out. So.
Yeah. So in terms of that normally would be half the siltation budget for the entire lake burned up in one pond extraction. So you can see how quickly you can go through this. And we have to kind of target sections of the lake, and we kind of have a big binder of where we're gonna go and what coves we're gonna dig out. We're hoping that this will allow us to be much more thorough.
Unfortunately, we have about 4 of those silt ponds that periodically need cleaned out. So, but this is the one by far that needs to be addressed pretty quickly, so.
Definitely something we can't get behind on.
Right.
So, do I have a motion to accept the 2026 budget that is in front of everyone here today?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a
Second.
second? Any other discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? All right, first vote passes. I appreciate everybody's work into this budget this year. So on to open forum. Any takers? Any takers? Go ahead.
I'm Novak, 25 Mill Springs. I'd just like to remind everybody, it's only about 2 months until we have our blood drive. The blood drive will be on January 6, 2026, and the hours will be from, it says here, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. You could register at www.redcrossblood.org, or you could call Mary Ann Novak at area code 765-386-2077. Any questions? It's real easy to donate. All you have to do is roll up your sleeve. And there's great treats afterwards.
We appreciate
We got a taker here.
Oh, good.
I'm positive, if you guys want me.
We definitely want you, double red. Just one other question, I don't know if you could disclose it now, but how much has the siltation budget increased by?
We're rough, well, if we're going based off of the numbers, because remember, it's boat registrations and slip payments, or slip tie-up payments, we were in the $30,000 range, 30-something thousand dollar range, depending on how many people registered.
So it's gonna increase by about 30,000?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And it's probably important to note that our budget is inclusive of the siltation fee that we pay with our annual dues assessment. But that's short of what we need, which is why we've made these increases.
Yeah, it's $25 a lot that comes on your assessment, and we can't change any of that because we can't vote on anything. So,
So it's $25 forever until we can vote on it, so we have to make up for it in other ways. And we thought the fair thing would be to increase some of the boaters' expenses because they're the lake users. So that's what we did. And I think it'll be a good step in getting ahead of the siltation problem, or at least not getting behind it. Because that would be a problem for everyone. Anyone else? All right, thank you. And motion to adjourn? Second? All in favor? All right, have a great Monday evening.